Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bubba here on Tuesday, June 24th, I believe. Sitting in for Paul Harvey today. Stand by for commentary. Well, the year before he died in 2008, Mr. Harvey did a commentary that most people didn't understand, I don't think. At least the people that I was with at the time when the commentary was broadcast here in Georgia. It was a channel called WGST. It was 620 AM radio. And they had Mr. Paul Harvey on at 5:45 in the evening. And I was going to dinner with this bunch of guys. I forget where we were going, but anyway, Paul Harvey came on, and his commentary was that he was concerned about the United States. He thought that they were entering the crisis of the third century. Because remember, he used to equate you guys with Rome. And he went on in the commentary about the overtaxation and what happened. And then, he finished the commentary with, "This is Paul Harvey. Good day." Well, the people that were in the car, and there were a few that liked Paul Harvey, some didn't, but all of them said, "I believe Paul Harvey's getting senile." That to me was the worst comment that they could ever say about a man like that. But it also underscored the fact that they didn't understand what he was talking about. And let me see if I can rephrase what he said back then. I haven't been able to find it on YouTube, but let me see if I can rephrase what he said back then. "Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Well, we are in a crisis here. Our country is kind of like the Romans were in a crisis during the third century. And the crisis, and let me get out of character here and tell you what he meant by the crisis of the third century. Between 284 AD and 313 AD, Rome developed, the symptoms all came to a head. The overtaxation, the population of illegal or aliens from other areas who came in there and didn't, they just used the empire for its resources. Same as what's happening to the United States right now with the illegal immigration, because most of them were illegal in today's standards. They weren't into the Roman empires, but the Romans didn't care. As long as you weren't Christian, you could do whatever the heck you wanted in the Roman Empire. And you paid tax, because remember, you used their roads, you had to pay tax. You used their bathrooms, you had to pay tax, depending on what you used it for, number one or number two. And I'm not kidding. That's the way the Romans were. Well, the people of Rome got to a point where, hey, the government can do this, so we'll give it to the government to do. So he had to hire people from outside, like the Goths and other people that came in to do the dirty work. The army people didn't want to go into that, so the Goths went into the army or were pressed into service. Um, and, more taxes were levied. And by the time of 284, well, all this came to a head. And it really came to a head when Diocletian became emperor. And he had enough at 311, so he decided to retire. He just couldn't handle it no more. And that created the succession crisis. And what Mr. Harvey was saying was when he died in 2009, you had Obama had just become president there. He thought that he would be the one. Unfortunately, he was wrong. It's turning out to be Trump. But Obama laid the groundwork for Trump. There wouldn't be any Trump if there wasn't any Obama. And here we are on the crisis of the third century, because the next president is going to inherit A split. Whoever the president is, the United States is irrevocable split between the West and the East. The Mississippi River is going to be the splitting line. And you're going to have a capital, I would say, Omaha, Nebraska, maybe, and Washington, D.C. Just like Rome had Rome and Constantinople, or Byzantium, which became Constantinople under Constantine. So, Americans, if you ever find Mr. Harvey's commentary on the crisis of the third century, um, listen to it because he was right. And this is exactly where we are today. Because I have a feeling that you're going to have a two halves of a country just like the Romans did after 313 AD. And which is the better half? The western half or the eastern half? My vote's on the western half. I think that they'll survive longer than the eastern half. But if you need any more clarifications, just write the alien, email them, or leave a comment on this video. So, sitting in for Paul Harvey, this is your favorite alien today with Bubba. Good day.